So oftenly when you play video games and you're my age, I'm 27 years old. So when you're my age, you've been playing video games for a very long time. My first console was a Sega Genesis, and I was playing, the first Mortal Kombat game. I was a kid, so I had games like Aladdin and Lion King and Power Rangers. When you play games from then till now, you have the Xbox One and you have the PS4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. You see the evolution of graphics and you see the evolution of gameplay and storytelling. And when you go through this evolution, then you go backwards and you go play older games, something happens. You get to see, does that game still hold up? Is that game is just as good in 2019 as it was in 2006 or 2007 or 2004? So with this new series, I want to investigate, you know, do these games from the Xbox 360 and the Xbox original still hold up? So I'm an Xbox gamer. All the games you see on this channel, other than Duel Links and Pokemon, are Xbox games. So this new series I'm doing, is for Xbox games. So I want to see, do these games still hold up? And obviously, the first game I'm starting off with is the game, Halo Combat Evolved. So when it comes to Halo, the formula is always exactly the same. So it's very easy for a game like Halo to stay the same throughout the decades. So if you go back and play Halo Combat Evolved, does it play just as good as you remember it playing? Because a lot of people might not have played the MCC, the Master Chief Collection, so you might not even know how Combat Evolved plays 2019. But if you go back and play Combat Evolved, does it still play the exact same way you remembered it being when you first played it back in the day? The answer to that question is yes, a resounding yes. I played Combat Evolved on MCC Collection multiple times. I've beaten Halo Combat Evolved. Halo, my favorite game of a franchise of all time. I love Halo. So you might say, oh, you might have some kind of bias. No, I actually think someone who has as much experience in Halo as me can give you the best opinion on Halo. Not because of bias, but because we have experience. The hours upon hours upon hours of experience, the years of experience that I have with Halo makes me more qualified than someone who just played their first Halo game to tell you how good Halo is and how good Halo isn't, what the flaws are, what the flaws aren't. And Halo Combat Evolved in 2019 still plays just as amazing as it played when it first came out. And here's why. Storytelling. The Halo storytelling is phenomenal. And it doesn't matter if you're playing that game when it came out on the original Xbox or you're playing it in 2019, if you're playing it 10 years from now, storytelling does not change because it's always been great. We always have, when you had a great writing staff, when you had great cinematography, when you had great soundtracks, you had great music playing in the background when you're playing the game, when everything in the game is amazing in terms of from your presentation in the campaign, it's not going to change. Doesn't matter how much time goes by, it's always going to stay amazing. What can age is mechanics. And yes, to a degree, Halo Combat Evolved mechanics did age. If you play Halo 4, Halo 5, you see how Spartans move in those games. They have, sprint. They have thruster packs. They have all these armor abilities. So you play Halo 4, Halo 5, and you go back to Halo Combat Evolved, you don't have any of that. You just a slow-moving Spartan. And for a lot of people, they prefer that. They prefer you be able to move as a slow brick who can't sprint. Me personally, I think sprint is the only armor ability that a Spartan should have. That and thruster jumps. I think thruster jumping and sprint are the only things that Spartan shouldn't have in multiplayer. To me, I just don't want to walk an hour and capture the flag. I don't. I'm sorry, Halo loyalists. I don't care about moving slow as hell to get from point A to point B. That's not fun. I want to be able to get to where I get to as fast as I possibly can. You don't say, oh, well, then get in a Warhol, get in a vehicle. No. I'm playing as a freaking Spartan. Spartan's supposed to be faster than the average human being. So why my character move slow? So in that sense, Halo does age slowly. However, the gunplay ages amazingly. Halo's Combat Evolved gunplay is just as amazing as Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo 5, and likely Halo Infinite, and Halo Reach. All these games have the exact same gunplay. So if it's amazing for Halo 5, it's gonna be amazing for Halo Combat Evolved, and it is. When you go back and play Halo Combat Evolved, the gunplay is still amazing. It ages perfectly fine. The only thing Combat Evolved that doesn't age well is just Spartan movement, because even though for the most part you're playing campaign, it's not noticeable because the way the campaign paces itself, you're not going to be walking around that much to where it's like, God, if I can sprint, it'd be a lot better. Multiplayer, you're going to be wishing you had that sprint. The campaign, the way the campaign paces itself, the way there's vehicles lying around to where you can just be like, you know what, I'll take this Ghost, I'll take this Wraith, I'll take this Scorpion tank. You don't really notice how much walking you're going to need to do. But outside of that, the campaign's amazing. Halo Combat Evolved's campaign in 2019 is still phenomenal. It's still an Oscar reward deserving story. Like, there needs to be an Oscars for video games. I don't want to hear anyone go, the video game awards. No, there needs to be an Oscars quality award show for gaming. And Halo deserves an Oscar for its storytelling. It deserves an Oscar for its musical scores. It deserves an Oscar for its gameplay. It deserves an Oscar for everything that makes Halo Combat Evolved Halo Combat Evolved. It is one of the greatest video games of all time. Not top 10, not top 15, not top 20, top 5. One of the top 5 greatest video games of all time. And I don't care what anybody says. This is my opinion. If you disagree. That's cool. You do you. But to me, out of all the games I've played throughout my time on this planet, dating back to the early 90s, Halo is a top 5 video game all time. It's phenomenal. It's everything that every shooter should aspire to be. Because Halo isn't just a phenomenal campaign, it's also a phenomenal multiplayer game. And I've always said that's the hardest thing other shooters have when it comes to competing against Halo. Halo has both a good single player and a good multiplayer. Other shooters can't match that. Other shooters aren't having those two things. Other shooters either have a good single player, like Crysis, or a good multiplayer, like, Battlefield. Battlefield has never had a good campaign, but it always has good multiplayer. So with all that said, guys, this video, thank y'all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this new series where I talk about, if a game does hold up in 2019. As I said at the beginning of this video, Halo Combat Evolved still holds up in 2019. It's still an amazing game in 2019. If you haven't played it in a while, go back and play it. It's still an amazing game. It's just as amazing as you remember being. Especially if you haven't played Halo Combat Evolved in a long time, you definitely should try it out. If you're on PC and they're coming out with Master Chief Collection, you should definitely go get that and play Combat Evolved for the first time in however long it's been since you played a Halo game. It's just that good in 2019. It's still an amazing game. But again, guys, thank you all for watching. We'll enjoy. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.